Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Listen, we're back for us to get into the latest episode of Love Island USA. Make sure when you're coming into this video, you are liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing, and all of the great things, okay? Um Gotta talk about tonight's episode. It was a bit of hot and steamy with a little bit of hot and damn heated, okay? Because Huda had my girl Chelley heated. She was pissed off. And we have to get into this episode. The first thing I want to highlight is the fact that I don't know if you guys catch the first look that takes place over on Love Island USA's social media accounts. But y'all let me know because I could have missed it. Because sometimes I'll watch other reviewers discuss the show and they'll mention something. I'll be like, I missed that part. Did I miss that? I don't remember them saying it, right? So there was a portion, and I need to know if I'm tripping. Maybe it was in there and I missed it. But when I was watching the first look earlier today, they showed a clip where Elon told Olandria how beautiful she was or how fine as fuck she was or whatever the case, right? He told her that, but I don't recall that happening in tonight's episode. I feel like they missed that when they flashed to Elon and Olandria upstairs talking. They were pretty much just talking about their plans for the challenge. So I don't know. I don't know. Did I take my headphones off at the time or something? But I missed it. I feel like they played that in the first look, but not in the episode. Don't know what that's about, but okay. Maybe they didn't have enough footage to follow up behind the compliment. All right. But let us keep going. Let's get into the episode. So Olandria talks with the girls, okay? And y'all know Taylor done made his decision. He didn't chose to go ahead and pick Miss Clark or whatever. And everybody's having to deal with the consequences, right? Not just the consequences of him choosing, Clark, but also the people that was over in the villa choosing to keep Olandria over Vanna or Coco. So Shelly asked if so Olandria talks with the girls and Shelly asked if she had a heads up about his decision. And Olandria was like, no, no, she didn't. She didn't have a heads up. I'm like, how was she supposed to have a heads up? Oh, well, then I guess if he would have told her out the gate that he was more so into old girl than he was into Olandria, then maybe she wouldn't have, been so shocked or surprised. So it's clear that she didn't get a heads up, okay? And you gotta also think about the type of person that Taylor is, in my opinion. So it's like, of course he didn't give her no heads up. So Sierra says she poured all her effort into him, up until this point. And Sierra says that she's shocked because they thought that they were the strongest couple there. Can y'all stop thinking that? Can y'all stop thinking that? Can y'all stop thinking like Sierra, you and Nick probably are stronger than Taylor and Olandria were? Are you saying that because they were coupled up before you came into the villa? Can y'all stop saying that? Cuz that's not what that is, okay? So, she also says that she's shocked that it took 4 days, for somebody to come in and pull him in the other direction. And I'm like, what are we missing here? Is there something else that the ladies was seeing that they have not shown to us? Because it's given everybody is on delusional island. Because how do y'all not and did y'all not see that this man was putting in absolutely no effort in her? What are you so shocked and surprised about? Okay, I guess they just shocked that the person actually chose to switch it up versus sticking with the person that they've been with from the beginning. Like, what are y'all surprised about? So Shelly says, "Girl, my honest thoughts are fuck that man, fuck that man." I said, "Girl, I'm with you, honey. Girl, fuck him, please, please let him go on about his business. All right, he wanted Miss Clark, he got Miss Clark." Let him go on and be happy. So Olandria says that she wants to close that chapter. And I said, yes. Yes, you better. That's right. Close it. Don't open it no more. Close it. All right. So I was here for it when she said that she ready to close that chapter. She said she doesn't know who she would honestly explore at this moment because she put so much time and effort into Taylor and it's never enough. And I'm like, and that's still your fault. I'm sorry. That is still your fault that you chose to not explore anyone else. I'm so sorry, but you better figure out who it is you can connect with. Yes, everybody is coupled up, but the other person that isn't would be Elin. And then I would say potentially Pepe. But I mean, it's clear that you're not his type. Olandria, baby, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you said that you didn't know who else you would explore, I was like, you should have just went home. Love you down, girl. Would love for you to make it to the end, my love. But girl, knowing that they saved you, it's slick was like, no, I'm gonna step aside and I'm gonna let Coco have it because I've had my time in here. Okay, I bet you wishing you would have chose Jalen now because I feel like it's so many people in the villa. They already don't have enough beds for people, so two folks or more are gonna have to go home before they bring in a bombshell of some sort, right? Who that person's gonna be, I don't know, but I will think that Elin is gonna be one of them. Elin and Olandria may very well be one of them. But then at the same time, y'all, I don't think Zach is fully off of Olandria. We'll have to see what happens in the next day or so before they do eliminations. But I can see Zach still potentially be interested in Olandria because he did choose her over Amaya. And now that she's no longer coupled up with Taylor, is he going to double back and try to explore IDK? But anywho, I would like for also, let me say this, I would love for Olandria to give Taylor the same treatment that she gave Zach when Zach wanted to pull her for a chat and explain. She was like, no, you can keep it. You need to do Taylor the same way and keep it pushing, all right? So, anywho, she says, starting over makes her sick to her stomach. And Sierra asks, how did she feel when she came back home? She says, of course, I felt happy. And that's when she tells her about the coupling with Nick and how coupling up with Nick was really crazy for her. She said that it felt wrong exploring it. She says, because it was so late. And she was all in on Taylor. Nick was all in on Sierra. So, it just was, she felt like it was wrong. So she tells Sierra they kissed and it was no spark and she felt bad afterwards. And Sierra says, listen, I would have rather it had been you exploring things with Nick than another woman out here. Okay. So I am totally okay with that. I have no issue at all. All right. So that's how their conversation went. Real smooth sailing, no drama, all is well, all is good. Was there something else I wanted to say about Olandra when she talked about being starting over being sick to her stomach? Nah, I ain't got too much to say about that. Shout out to the people here. If you've come into the video and you have yet to like the video, please utilize this time for a liking up the video. You know, we would like to get up to 100 likes, especially when we have more than 100 people in the chat tuning in. So definitely show your support. Is one of the free ways that you can do so. So thank you. And also subscribe to the channel. Now, Taylor and Clark. So they sitting over there. They over there by the pool. And they kind of look cute together. You know what I'm saying? Them sitting over there. So she says she feeling great after eliminations, in so many words, after she was chosen. She's feeling good. So he says that he doesn't need two girls like him again. I don't need, let me tell y'all something. Taylor, you just be saying, baby. You just be saying stuff, honey. We gonna keep going. So he says that he doesn't need two girls to be liking him again, and one is good. Taylor says he could have played it safe and saved everyone's feelings, and he could have just chose Olandria because that's what his head was telling him to do, but his heart was telling him to choose Clark. Okay. Now he says he never wants to see Olandria hurt, but he went with what his heart wanted, and I don't really fault him for that. Like if that's what you want, yes. Cause I just would rather you go for what it is that you want than to continue to sit here and waste her time, right? Being acting like you're all in and really, you used her. You used her. I feel like if he would not have consulted Ace, I do question. I don't know. He told Ace that he wasn't physically attracted to Olandria, so I was wondering if he was going to gear up to let her know that. Instead, allowed Ace to psych him out and just like, let me get this a chance, let me go with the flow or something. Like I wish he would have told her a long time ago, so that way it would have been easier for her to just go ahead and just be with Jalen. But whatever. Um, Ace and Chelley. So they over there kissing, 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 and she tells him about Chris and says that they have, some similarities. They're very similar. And he says, "Baby, ain't nobody like me. Don't be comparing me." Similar to what Olandria was trying to tell Taylor. Don't compare me to that lady. Okay. So he's like, there ain't nobody like me. So she says a lot of what Chris did reminded her of Ace, right? But it was nothing that he really did that made her feel like she didn't already have that. So a lot of what he showed her, she was, I already got that. You know what I'm saying? In Ace. But at the same time, you don't necessarily like Chris gives a man. Chris gives direct. Chris gives, I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to play around the bush with you too much. I'm going to be very clear. Okay. It's not going to be too much of confusion about my interest and what it is that I want. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it is a bit different. Because if you really felt like you had everything that you were looking for in Ace, then I don't feel like you would be exploring Chris. You would be shutting it down completely, but you know there's a slight difference. So he asked her, "What's next? Is she still going to be exploring?" And she said, "Yes." Baby, I loved it. You better, cause ain't that's what he been pushing. Explore, 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 explore. Dora the Explorer. Yeah, we finna go exploring, baby. I loved it. Yes, keep exploring, girl. So she says yes, and Ace asks, is he ready to go to war?" Okay, so they just laughed about it or whatever. Well, baby, it appears to me that Kristen put that gear on and Chris is ready to go to war, baby. So what we talking about? What is it? What it is? I said, come on, Chris. I'm here for it. Let's go. So Amaya and Zach. So we learned that Zach is the cat daddy. All right. He has roommates. That is actually his one is his best friend, one is his brother. And she starts talking about how she's so happy to explore this connection with him. And he tells her, listen, anything you want and you need, I got you. And I thought that was really nice of him to say to Amaya, because that is something that I feel like that's nicer than what we've been seeing and hearing Amaya get from the other guys. Okay. Now, I'm still not believing that Zach is actually all in on Amaya. I'm not believing that. I don't see it. It's giving Olandria and Taylor just a bit. It is, right? She grabs his face and gives him a kiss. I feel like grabbing his face, giving him a kiss was better than asking him for a kiss these past two times that we've seen her do it. But again, the affection is always coming from her side and not his side. And that is something that makes me feel like that's not what he wants. She's been the one asking for kisses, whereas when he was with Olandria, he initiated that, asking her for a kiss outside of the challenge, right? And the way he scooped her up during the heartbeat challenge tonight made me feel like, yo, I think he's still kind of feeling Olandria. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to double back and have some conversation with her. Good luck, huh? Good luck, Miss Amaya. Good luck. So while I'm sitting over here thinking the person that could be out could be Olandria, it might end up being Amaya again. Who knows? And that's if Zach flips. I don't see Elin making any connections outside of Sierra, so I could see him leaving for sure. On top of I don't know. I feel like it's more Casa guys than it is of the other three, right? Well, no, you got Austin. You have Pepe's been in there. He's been locking in with the guys. So I guess it's still more Villa guys than it is Casa or more guys. So if it came down to it, they probably would get rid of Elin before anybody else. I can definitely see Elin or Austin being at the bottom. So if Austin doesn't go home, it'll be Elin. And between the ladies, potentially Olandria, Amaya, or maybe one of the new girls, right? But anywho, that's what's going on. So Nick and Sierra are talking, and he gives her the full spiel on being dumped, how everything went down, and how he ended up seeing Olandria pull up in the car, in the truck, or whatever. They go to a secret garden. They're given this option. They chose to couple up and return back to the villa, or whatever the case is. They kissed, and then they realized shortly after that, this ain't what it is. Okay, I know the people wanted Nick Olandria, but it's just gonna be Nick. Well, he said, yeah, it's just Nick for now. Like, yeah, it's given just Nick and then Olandria. Okay. Sorry. You guys can end the delusions now. It's gonna be okay. So Sierra says that she felt no ways about him and Olandria. Like it's all good. She felt pretty good about their talk before Casa. And she was expecting him to explore. Even after that conversation that they had while he was in Casa, but she is glad that the person he ended up exploring was one of her closest friends, which is Olandria. All right. So he asked her about Elin, and she says that she didn't feel the sparks, and it's different when she's with him. She says the only cute thing is that he would cut her pancakes into a C. And I'm like, don't try to downplay Elin like that, as if you guys did not have way more intellectual conversations than you've actually had with Nick. At this point, I think that I do not think that Nick stimulates Sierra mentally at all. And some part of Nick, in my opinion, still gives little boy. It does. It still has some growing to do. All right. I do feel like Elon he may be a bit more mature than Nick is, but I think she's just infatuated with Nick. I think she's physically attracted to Nick, and more importantly, she done gave that cootie twat up to Nick. She done felt the zick, so that is why she's all in on Nick for real, for real. But okay, girl. So she thinks about the outside a lot and how she wants to experience life. And Nick didn't really say. I didn't really hear Nick say that he thinks about the outside. Like she's like, I want to be able to watch a movie on the couch and stuff. And Nick is like, yeah. Just it seems like he was just agreeing with whatever it is that she wants. So now, ironically, now all of a sudden Nick said that he's tired of the test. I'm sick of the test. No, baby, you trying to lock in with her now. He's saying it without saying it. Because now he's realizing one, how quickly he could be dumped off the island if he ain't linked up with nobody. Because if Jaden would have snatched Nick up and stood beside him, we'll be having a whole different conversation between him and Sierra. To me, Nick is not a genuine person. Not when it comes to that relationship with Sierra. To me, I have no doubt that he may care about her, but in the long haul, I'm not seeing it. And I feel like the only reason he's trying to lock her in is because Elon is there and he knows that's his competition. And he trying to lock her in to prevent her from wanting to go and explore or whatever the case is. But they haven't had the full conversation yet. He's just letting her know, like, I'm getting tired of these different tests that's coming in. Yeah. And he don't want to be at risk of getting kicked off the island. That's ultimately what it's giving for me. Anywho, Iris and TJ talk. I didn't really care nothing about their conversation. They were just really happy to see each other. I don't know what the fuck got a hold to my girl's face because something bit my girl Iris in the face and I really hated that. Okay. But anywho, they're really happy, looking forward to cuddling, kissing up on each other, all of that. Okay. Andrina and Brian are talking, and she tells him that she wants to continue to get to know everybody because she really wasn't there long before they hopped over to Casa Amor. She was feeling Jeremiah, and then they snatched him up from her. But even with her enjoying Jeremiah, her goal was to get to know all of the guys, and she hasn't quite got that opportunity yet. So meeting him in Casa is cool. She likes him. He's a great guy, but she still has her eyes on Pepe. And that is a connection I was not expecting to happen. But they might end up linking. They might end up, because I mean he was initially really attracted to her and wanted her to know that he speaks Spanish as well. And they're both from what, Spain, I believe, or something like that. So they may have a lot in common. I mean, Brian, you gonna have to watch out for Pepe, honey, because she definitely got a crush on that one. Now, Huda and Chris are talking, and she's happy to be with him. And Chris says that he does want to get to know her, but she is also understanding to him wanting to go after Chelley. So she says she feels like people don't think that she's cool. And I feel like, Huda, I think that you are cool, right? But I think that when you get with a guy that you like, that's when you become uncool. When it's a guy, see, you don't really like Chris like that. That's why you're so laid back and chill and okay with him getting to know other women or going back and getting to know Chelley because you swiped him from Chelley technically, right? But that's what it is. You're not fully attracted to him just like you weren't with JD because they're not your type. You don't necessarily see them as the pretty boys for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? She says Jeremiah earlier on was her type to a T. These guys do not fit her type. But if y'all send in another one similar to Jeremiah, then she gonna lock in. She gonna lock in and she's gonna find herself doing the same thing with Jeremiah. I mean, doing with that new guy that she did with Jeremiah. But that's what it is. She not all in on Chris like that. Okay. So she plans to move to LA as soon as her lease is up, is what she says. Y'all know I believe she's out in North Carolina. So once that lease is up, she's gonna relocate to LA. And we'll see how that's gonna go for her. Okay. Now he reassures her, listen, it don't bother me that you're a mom. I don't really care about that. So if nobody told you, it doesn't bother me. All right. So he says that he does want kids, that he wants a max of 5 children. She wants more children, but she didn't say 5. Cause God, that okay, that's a lot. So, anywho, he does say that he wants 2 boys for sure. And Huda says that she wasn't interested in him at first, but she is liking him. Okay, he does seem to be easygoing. He's just a chill guy. So that's that. For the people that may feel the way, well, Huda does like him. Huda just said to her it's then. Okay? And the only thing that is making her like him is the personality. But she not all in on him like she was on Jeremiah because he technically is not her type. All right? But she gonna get to know him because that's what we on the island to do. Okay. So anywho, Austin and Jaden. So Austin, first of all, baby, I need you to stop cutting your beard. I'm just letting you know what to do. When it grows in, I need you to put the clippers down. Just let it that is the best asset that you have at this point. So I need you to let the beard grow in. Okay? Just let the hair grow. It's gonna do wonders for you, I promise. All right. So Austin and Jaden, they over there got them a little handshake and everything. Y'all saw that? No wonder olandria was sitting over there the other day talking about something. Dang, I just ain't got no handshake with nobody. What Taylor said, maybe because don't nobody like you. Excuse me. Okay. So they got a little handshake. And again, I hate seeing them on my screen. Cause I always find myself saying, okay, Austin, I see you. But I still want to see you outside the villa. Okay. I want to see you out. I have to remind myself every time I want to see you outside. Okay. Anywho, let's get to the breakfast because Nick brought breakfast up to Sierra. But before because I think Elin asked him, and no, somebody asked him what he was doing, and he was saying he was going to take breakfast to Sierra or whatever. And then he paused, and he had to cut the stuff into the pancake into a C, mimicking what Elin just did for Sierra. So he took that up, and they had their own little inside joke about it or whatever. But Elin still took her breakfast because he said, I was doing it already, and I'm going to continue to do it. Okay. And I said, I ain't mad at it. All right. I'm sure she can appreciate it. Nick may not like it. Now you let Nick see it. Nick gonna pick it up. Okay. Like he was picking up them drinks. And that's why I just don't care for Nick because you can go and kiss all these different girls, right? You can be outside of challenges, kiss them, letting them know, oh, I'm all in. I'm interested. Oh, I was in the connection. I mean, I am in a connection with Sierra. You can do all of this, but let somebody bring this girl some tea or a pancake, right? You're gonna have an issue with it. Like the possessiveness, I don't like that. But you could do what you want to do. Sierra, my love, I need you to notice those problems. I need you to notice those problems, okay? So Ace asked Taylor about his decision and how is he feeling, any second thoughts. And Taylor feeling confident he done got him a cute one on his side. Okay. Outside of Miss Olandria, somebody else that wanted him. He over there, he feeling tough today. Taylor said, He said, I ain't got no second thoughts. I ain't no second guessing. I'm standing 10 toes on my decision. And that's exactly what I want you to do. Stand on that decision because that's what it is that you wanted. All right. Now, Olandria tells the girls that she feels so drained and the feelings are still there. So Olandria says men problems with her is that they never see her worth until she is gone. Okay, girl. I'm like, girl, them ain't the problems just with you. This with all the women they dealt with, okay? They never see it when they got you until you get the hell on. Then they start realizing stuff, okay? So she says that she'll be cool and cordial with him, but as far as friends, she was like, nah, I'm cool. Nope, not happening. So she wants to be childish and crazy, but she got to save face. And you know what? I can appreciate you saving face because if you think that you're going to be able to really go around and act like that, you ain't gonna get away with that too much longer, okay? So act like how Miss Girl was acting, you won't be able to. Just it's all good. Just let it go. And then we talking about Taylor. Okay? We talking about Taylor. Okay, I feel like Allen Iverson, we talking about practice. Like, we talking about practice. Like, really? We talking about Taylor. Like, stop. So Taylor tells the guys that he woke up happy. And he feels like he is but then he also says that he feels like he's still in a triangle because Olandria is still there. He says he doesn't feel weird because he voted to keep her. And I said, oh, did you? I didn't know that. So he voted to, at first we heard the deliberations and it sounded like he didn't want her there because he figured she would be coming in his direction, right? But now we're hearing that he voted for her to be there. But then when they put the camera on you, you looked pissed. So basically, it seemed like you were persuaded into saying, yeah, I vote for Olandria to stay. He really didn't want that girl here. Okay. Um, so he still thinks that this is where I felt like Taylor just be running his mouth. For me, Taylor says that he thinks there is a part of him that feels like it could work out with her, but thinks she may be cool on him right now. And I mean, she is, but she ain't. But then he also says he's open to exploring her, but he doesn't want to be in a triangle again. And I feel like just off of being open to explore her again is just I feel like that's a problem right there. I feel like that's gonna be a problem. Where I was like, Taylor, baby, just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Cause really, you just to me it would give that you still on them same games, okay? Just lock in and get to know Clark, okay? Just focus over there on Clark. So Elin says it's hard to watch Sierra with Nick, and he wants to get he says he wants to basically continue to show Sierra that he's interested by doing the things that he was already doing, like not really changing or switching it up, but making sure that his words are aligning with his actions, okay? Now, A says that he's not pissed that Chris is there. He thinks Chelley will lock in if he told her he wanted to close things off. You think so? Okay. But he doesn't want to do that just because Chris is there to keep her from talking to somebody else. I said, and I'm glad you said it because that is exactly what your boy Nick is doing while you over there talking to him. That's exactly what Nick is trying to do. Lock Sierra down in an effort so that she cannot talk to Elin or anybody else, therefore continuing to keep him safe while he's on this damn island. Okay? So Chris is vibing with Huda and saying that she's cool, but he's still interested in Chelley because Chelley has always been his number one, and that has not wavered. Okay? Now, Sierra tells Iris about her journey session, baby. I loved how they called it a journey. She was like, so I went on a journey last night and we did make a few stops here, there. You know, we picked up some hot dogs and all this and that. I loved how she laid that whole thing out, right? I thought that was funny. Now, Sierra says, you know, it's so hard seeing Taylor be affectionate with someone who isn't Olandria. Now, girl. Now, girl. Now, when did you ever see Taylor really be affectionate with Olandria aside from when Jalen was there so his ass wouldn't get booted? Okay, I thought she was just going to stop it right there. Oh, it's so hard to see Taylor being affectionate with someone. Period. Dot. No comma, just right there, period. Okay? No, ma'am. So she talks about how Olandria explored Jalen and then she also explored Nick. And then Iris said, oh, wait a minute, B. Explored Nick, girl, when the hell was this? Okay. So she tells her about it. And Iris like, I don't know about that. BIT, you got your friend kissing your man? That's crazy. And then Sierra's like, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And you don't? No, I don't. Like, I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Like, girl, you just was doing a humpity hump with this man. And you mean to tell me this man didn't have a regard for being all inside of you that he'll go upstairs with soul ties and start lickety-splicking it with your friend? And you're not seeing what's wrong with that? Like, girl, is you okay? I was like, damn, Iris. Okay, look, me and Sierra on the same page. Sierra was like, well, when you put it like that, bitch, I guess that is bad. I mean, yeah, true. If you just got to hunching on this man, right? Excuse me. If you just got to hunching on this man and he take your friend upstairs and kiss on her in soul ties, like, I get both sides. I understand how Sierra's feeling because, listen, they were put together by the producers or whatever. They were just trying to explore what it is. Now, what Sierra does not know is that Nick initiated that. It wasn't so much as Olandria, right? It was more so Nick. So I feel like if there was a problem in the midst of that, it would be him. To me, not so much as Olandria, I feel, because you had that conversation with Nick on how you were feeling before Casa Amor. So he was very well aware of all of your feelings and everything, and he's the one that got the hunching on you. So I feel like if you should be mad, I feel like you should, and he initiated the kiss whenever you do find out. So I feel like you should really be more mad at Nick. Because to me, in my opinion, how I've always thought and said it, Nick has operated with Olandria how he's operated with any other woman that has come into the villa that shown him some interest. So that's why I feel like whatever the connection was with Olandria was fake. Because that's just how Nick show up. Okay? But be mad at him, girl. So anywho, so Chris pulled Chelley for a chat and he wanted to reassure her that he ain't going nowhere. I was like, ooh, Chelley, that man on your head top, and I love this for you, girl. I do. So he says, seeing her with Ace makes him feel like he got to step it up a notch. And I'm like, ooh, baby, and Ace just seeing you in the building make him feel like he got to step it up. And I'm here for the stepping up. Get the stepping. Okay. So Ace says that he was put in a position to save Coco or Chelley. I don't like how he worded that, really. I was put in a position to save. Did anybody? It's the save for me. I was put in a position to save Coco or Chelley. So now you feel like you did Chelley a favor by saving her. No, you were put in a position to make a decision on. Now, who y'all saved was Olandria. Be clear. Don't put your hands on me. Okay, now I'm just making my point. Okay, don't put your hands on me. Listen. Okay, who y'all saved was Olandria. Okay, but when it came to Coco and Chelley, I don't feel like that was saved. You were put in a position to make a decision on who you want to be with, who you want to couple up with, who you want to continue this journey with. Not no motherfucking save. Girl, Chelley, to the left. Girl, you need to go get Chris because Ace is not doing it and hasn't been for some time. Understand, I was put in a position to save Coco or Chelley. And as much of an interest I had in Coco, I feel like my connection to Chelley was much stronger. So the fact that, and then this what got this what had got me, y'all. This what had got me. What had got me was the fact that I got over 800 people in the chat and only 200 likes. Is y'all okay? Wake up. Wake up and hit the like button. Wake up and hit the like. Can we get the 300 likes, please? Wake up and hit the like button. Okay? Period. But look, this what had got me. What had got me was the fact that he said the fact. That's what it was, the fact. The fact is what got me. So the fact that I was stuck right there. I said, so the fact what? So the fact that I said, okay, hold on. So the fact that is coming with audacity. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the audacity. That's what I hear. So the fact that is giving the audacity. Okay. So he says, so the fact that she trying to go back and forth and play comparison game is low key frustrating. I said, and the audacity of you to say some bullshit like that, knowing that you had an opportunity to save my girl the last time, and you chose Amaya, you don't think that that was frustrating? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? Oh, absolutely not. I want him to get everything he is supposed to receive. Do not, I mean, I don't even know, like, don't do no eliminations for a few days. Please hold it for a second. Because I really need Chelley to see who she wants to be with. I do have a feeling she's still going to double back on Ace. I hate it. I hate it. But he needs to feel that work. I need you to see how it feels to put somebody in a compromising position while you talking about sort of fact that the audacity of you. Ooh, I can't. That man said, so the fact that she trying to go back and forth and play the comparison game is low key frustrating. But that's okay. Because that just lets me know I need to go harder. Ace has this thing about himself where he also has to play off his emotions a little bit. Like his real emotions was showing when he was talking to Taylor, like, I'm pissed, I'm frustrated, I hate this. It's cool though. It's cool though. No. You know when a man want to cry, but he gotta act so tough, like I can't cry, I'm a man. That's what it was given to me. Like I ain't bothered. Like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it ain't nothing to me. You know. Shut up. Yes, it is, and you gonna feel it, punk. Anywho, So he says this type of stuff makes him want to prove a point. Baby, I hope the point proven. Don't send your ass home. I hope the point that you're trying to prove does not have you sitting on your couch watching it with the rest of us. Understand? So, anywho, I'm here for the competition over my girl Chelley. I am. I am here for the competition over. I'm glad somebody got Ace up in there sweating bullets. Okay. Loving to see it. So Ace says that, I don't lose. I don't lose. I can't lose. I hate losing. I said, bye, young man. Bye. Bye, young man. Because let me tell you, you better hope this ages well. You better hope it ages well. Anyway, so Andrina and Olandria are talking, and Andrina is telling her about her crush that she has on Pepe. She really wants to get a chance to talk to him, so hopefully that go down. We'll see how it's gonna go. It didn't happen this episode, but it's gonna come up. So Ace and Chelley are talking, and he in his head about Casa Amor and them building other connections with other people, and ask her if she regrets her decision, and she's like, "No, I don't." As far as I guess like choosing him. And she asked him, like, do you regret yours? And he was like, nah, I would have picked you, a million times over. Chelley says that she can't just forget about the connection she has with Chris because she does feel like there is something there. She tells him that, and besides, at the end of the day, we ain't even closed off. Baby, the way Ace hit that, got you. Got you. That's when he really thinking. He don't like this. He did not like that. Because he also know that he can't really tell her to close off. Especially not the man that's been advocating for people to explore, 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 explore. Not you. Not you. Yeah. Let her explore. So he hurt. She says that she does think about outside and wonder how she would fit in his life. Y'all, he says that she would be his priority. I'm sorry, I wanted more elaboration as to how she would be a priority. What does that look like outside of the villa? I don't know if have they really talked about their life and their day to day and what they do and stuff? Yeah, I don't trust Ace. I mean, and maybe we're just not hearing those conversations, but I'm praying that, like, girl, please don't. Mm-mm. Anywho, so Taylor pulls Clark and Elin on the couch talking to Olandria. I did notice that. Taylor and Clark are talking and they discussing their future and outside and she's talking about her furniture and how she likes it white and bright. And I think he said he likes white too. And she says, I like modern. So he like agreeing with her. Then he starts talking about how I guess he want a lot of land to where he could see the cows out there in the farms. And I said, oh baby, that's a wrap. I said, this ain't your girl. You know how you play Olandria? Yeah. Miss Mama said that she wanted to be a veterinarian. Miss Mamas did not say that she is a veterinarian. Okay. Understand? I may like animals, but that don't mean I want to be around them motherfuckers all the time. Understand? Or do for them. Yeah. I don't care what y'all talking about. It's just like somebody that got kids. I love kids, but come pick them up. Pick the kids up. Yes. What time you coming? How long you gonna be gone? Yeah, come get the children. Love them so much. I will see them next time, honey. Yes, I will. Okay. That's exactly what it's giving. I like other people's children. Okay. So that's kind of what Clark is giving. And it's given to me that Clark is giving city girl. You giving country boy. I don't think y'all have that much in common aside from attraction. But we shall see how that's going to play out for you. I don't know if anybody else caught it when they was chit-chatting. Yeah. I said, I said, baby, that's not modern. Okay. That's not Rocco's modern life. You understand? No. That's not clicking, okay? Baby, he started talking about cows and motherfucking horses. Listen, I gotta go back and rewind this so I can see her facials. Cause I don't know what her facials was looking like. But I feel like there was a bit of silence in that moment. And I'm like, that's not it. That's not it. This is funny. She not gonna go that far with you. So anywho, so Chris pulls Ace and I said, not Ace not wanting to be compared to old buddy, but you running up there. What's up, twin? Who said that? Who said that? Twin. Didn't you tell her not to compare you, but you calling the man twin? I'm screaming. Woo, So Chris wanted to talk to Ace and let him know that, I don't want to be no awkward SHI, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to you man to man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no tension, none of that. I don't want no, no zig swinging, none of that, no ego tripping. I said, oh, I like this kind of stuff right here. I like this. Good morning, Chris. I like this kind of energy. Yes. Okay. Coming to you like a man. And it was interesting because I'm like, what made him do this? Like, did you hear that Ace was talking shit about you? Was he talking mess about you and you had to come check him or something like that? I don't know. But I like the conversation. And Chris says that, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm interested in Chelley, and I am going to explore that connection. I was as if you owed him that. You didn't owe that man that. Okay, so you must have approached him on some different energy because he must was over there trying to play on your top, and you had to let him know you don't play them little boy games like that. Okay, it's a big dog, a territory. What's going on? So then, he goes on to say, unless she tells me that she's focused all in on you or whatever, like basically that's when he'll back off. So Ace tells him he cool it out. You cool as hell. And I ain't have, I ain't got no issues with you or that like that. Ace says, I go to war or whatever like that. I can go to war with anybody, but as far as me and you, like we good or something. So I'm like, okay, baby. We gonna see. May the best man win. May the best man win. So they ended up getting a text. I think Andrina and Amaya were talking when they ended up getting this text. And it's for the heart rate challenge, right? So Nick is over there talking to Sierra, and he tells her that if she does some crazy SHI on Elon, then he's crashing out. It's the entitlement for me. Like, it's the possessiveness, it's the demand, it's just all because y'all both got some curly hair. You pressed. Elon is cute. I mean, Nick is cute too. I think Elon may have better conversation than Nick, but you really bothered by this man. And unfortunately, in my opinion, Sierra is going to allow it because she's stuck on Nick, similar to how Olandria was stuck on Taylor. Okay, but whatever. So Elin and Olandria are over there concocting plans for how they're going to do the heart rate challenge, and their goal was to pull the person that ended up being snatched away from them, pull them at the very end to raise their heart rates, and it actually ended up working in their favor. So when it came down to the heart rate challenge, I feel like I liked the outfits of I think I liked what them people name is Ace and Shelly's outfit. I'm trying to see who else. Oh, I liked Andrina's outfit. Her outfit was cute. I think that may have been it. Any of the guys? Not really. Austin looked a fool, y'all. Austin looked a fool. Austin, no. Every time I see Austin do like a sexual challenge, like kissing, whatever, I always go back to his numbers, his partners, his sexting and stuff. And I'm just like, you ain't even got that type of swag to be sitting up there talking about you do all of that. Like, it's just not there. The way he was popping that thing and shaking his body, I was like, baby, he really trying, huh? It just wasn't going. But anywho, Iris and TJ go first. Didn't pay a whole lot of attention. Zach and Amaya go. Amaya kissed Sierra. And then Zach scooped up Olandria. And that's when I was like, ooh, I think he may still want her. Okay. Andrina and Brian go next, and she kissed Pepe. Jaden and Austin go, and Jaden kissed Sierra. She said that Sierra kissed better than Nick. Damn. Nick scooped up Olandria, and I'm sorry, Austin scooped up Olandria, and he kissed her. I was surprised by that. That was a shocker. I wasn't expecting that. Ace and Chelley go, and Chelley kisses all over Chris, and she also kissed Sierra, and Ace scooped up Iris and kissed her, and Chelley went back to Chris, put her leg up. That's the way she liked to. But listen, they was over there doing a thing, and then Ace kissed damn near all the ladies, I believe. And then he of course, he kissed Amaya, and then he goes over y'all and he kisses Clark. And Taylor like, no, baby. Clark was into that kiss. Clark was all into that kiss for sure. Ace and Chelley did a 3-way kiss on Amaya, which I also thought it was funny. That's why I love when Amaya got in the confessionals and she's like, oh, so you don't feel so touchy now, not too much now, huh? That I said, I know that's right, girl, because I was thinking the same thing. You did all of that to Amaya to go over there and make sure that you kissed her down, and then y'all pulled her over there to the ground, and then they did a whole tongue three-way kissing and all this. I said, oh my, honey, that was y'all. Go ahead then. Okay, so when it came down to it, I would have thought that Ace and Chelley raised everybody's heart rate the highest and the most, but they talking about it was Nick and Sierra. Let me tell y'all something. I wholeheartedly believe production is setting it up for Nick and Sierra to win this show. So don't be surprised if they win, because that's how I feel like they're setting it up to be. Okay. Let's see. Huda and Chris go next, and Chris scooped up Sierra, and Chris picked up Chelley and laid her down and all of that, and Huda flipped. She pulled Ace, and she kissing all on Ace, and she flipped upside down or turned around, twerked on him, did whatever she did. So they over there and kissing and everything, and then we popped the Chelley in the confessional and said that Huda took it too far. Let me know in the chat if y'all feel like Huda took it too far. Okay. I was not really sure as to what Huda really did to where she took it too far. I wasn't sure. I said maybe it's something else we didn't see. And I say that because I'm like, okay, she kissing, she doing what everybody else doing in the challenge. So what is the issue? But when you look at everybody else's reaction to what happened, she did too damn much. Cause it went from like excitement, like okay, you know, and then it went to oh shit, like yeah, I don't know, that was a little. What Pepe said, that was a little more than a challenge. Like I don't know what the hell y'all had going on over there. Like, so what did she do? I feel like she did something else that they just did not show us on camera. It was a little more than that. Because it was multiple faces of people being shook. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm just telling y'all. So then Huda over there trying to talk to Chelley. And, you know, she's like, you mad at me? And Shelly's like, I'll talk to you later. Okay, she said, it's just a challenge. Shelly's like, mm-hmm. Like, girl, get the fuck out my face. I'm hollering. I said, well, this is what you guys wanted. You guys kept voting her in, right? You kept voting her to stay. You kept standing behind her and having her back. Well, good luck and congratulations, because this is what you get. Oops. This is what you get. This is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted her to be here? Well, this is what you get extra this every time. Oh, well, right? I will say that well, let me go back. So I said not Olandria, but Chelley may be feeling away, not only because she felt like Huda did too much when she was down there with Ace, but it's like, BIT, you know, I was over here getting to know Chris, and then now you trying to come backdoor me and be like, hey, I'm getting to know Chris, I really want to get to know him, da da da. And then now you all over here. It's like, damn, why you keep coming after the niggas that I'm interested in? Like, what is that about? So maybe Chelley was feeling like that. Like, you saw I was interested in Chris. You made a move. Okay, you want to get to know Chris. All right, cool. I can't really tell you can't do that. Okay. But then now we got Ace and you over here laying it on him thick. Like, huh? Now, see, this is where I feel like, to me, I see both sides a little bit, right? I feel like Huda was just operating within the challenge because that's what the challenge is, okay? I feel like a lot of people came out there and they did too damn much. Everybody did, right? So I didn't really think she did anything wrong. This is where I also agree with Chelley. Based on how Huda shows up with a guy she actually likes, and how every time it's a challenge, I knew they were going to pick Jeremiah. Jeremiah, this and that. Sitting on the edge of her seat, bothered, pressed. When Jeremiah was in that, when they were doing the lumberjack thing and he was in there kissing, she leaning all back to look in there and see that he's kissing the hell out of Olandria. And she's feeling a way about it, like, oh, wow. So y'all really doing that? Okay, I see. Yeah. And she had some smart remarks to make behind that, but she couldn't really feel a way with Olandria like she wanted to, because Olandria already pretty much made her feel like before off of something so small. And when she tried to say something, oh, you guys are bad, terrible guys or whatever. And Olandria's like, you could chill. We ain't even like, ain't nobody even feeling like that, like chill. Huda got offended off something so simple like that. So she definitely didn't want to come to Olandria with no thinking that she wasn't going to get checked, right? But based on going back to seeing how when Huda is actually connected to a person that she really likes, how she would want others to have respect for her situation, I see where Chelley is coming from with that, right? Because it is, I mean, she doing the challenge. But then for me being your homegirl though, I'm your homegirl. You just do it with somebody else, dude. Cause you know if that was your dude, like you won't want me to do all of that. You'll be feeling a way about it, right? So I feel like I get both sides. I feel like, well, who'd have felt like, well, I was just doing a challenge, right? I'm trying to raise his heart rate. What Chelley said? Chelley said, damn, did you want him to die? I'm screaming. How high did you want the heart rate to go? Did you want him to die? But y'all let me know. I mean, I feel like I see both sides just a bit. So Pepe was over there going in on Andrina, sounded like Chelley was saying, yeah. So when he was over there kissing and doing his thing with Andrina, somebody was saying it's just a challenge, it's just a challenge. And I said, was that Chelley? I hope that wasn't Chelley saying that, because when Huda just told you it was just a challenge, you was pissed. So I don't know which one, like, okay, is it a challenge or is it not? So anywho, Sierra and Nick, Nick like he licks the hell out of Olandria feet. I can't. Okay, did the same thing to Chelley. I said, okay, right? Olandria and Elin go up there and they look good walking together. She put put his face in her. Hilarious. Olandria kisses Andrina, shocked by that, wasn't expecting that. Elin tells Nick it's his turn to watch as he grabs Sierra. Baby, this pissed Nick the fuck off. Nick was like, I don't know if he's trying to have, what he said, a dick measuring contest or something with me. I don't know if he's trying to do that, but like he pissed me off. Matter of fact, I'm pissed. I'm pissed off now. And I'm like, that's what you get. Who cares about you being mad? Who cares, boy? Because you've been around this villa kissing damn near all the ladies. So stop that. Okay? I can't. Let that boy get his little play on. Just a little piece. So, anywho, Taylor and Clark go. Y'all, Taylor going around here giving people these church kisses. Yes, church kisses. Okay. So, Austin calling, did y'all hear Austin call Clark after dark? Okay, and that boy talking about some Clark after dark. I said, y'all are just too much out here. You guys are too much. You're too much. Okay. So Taylor and his church kisses. So Taylor licked Olandria, but he did not kiss her out of respect for his girl. And then we get down to it at the end. Of course, we have the who raised who. So Iris' heart rate was raised more by Nick. Amaya's by Pepe. Andrina's by Pepe. Jaden is by Nick. Chelley's by Chris. Huda by Elin. Definitely was not expecting that. Grayson by Nick. Sierra by Elin. Olandria by Chris. Wasn't expecting that. Right? Clark by Ace. I could see why. TJ and Grayson. And then Zach heart rate was raised by Sierra. Brian by Sierra. Austin by Amaya. Chris by Chelley. Pepe by Andrina. Nick by Iris. Elin by Sierra. Taylor by Olandria. And Ace by Huda. That was some messy stuff. Did y'all catch how most of the ladies was over there kissing Sierra and not kissing Nick? Baby, Nick was feeling abandoned because y'all know Nick love putting his lips on somebody. Girl. He love putting his lips on folks. Shout out to the 1K plus that we have in the chat. If we could get to 500 likes, that'd be great. So please hit the like button for me. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What's next? Hold on. So Chelley has no words for Huda, y'all. She's pissed. She has no words and said she didn't have to do what she did to get his heart rate to get his heart racing. The couple who raised the heart rates the most was Sierra and Nick. We already talked about that. So Huda and Andrina and Amaya all sit down. And Huda like, BIT, listen. I got something I got to talk about. I got to say something. And they like, girl, what's going on? She said, girl, Chelley is pissed with me. She don't want to talk to me. I don't know what the fuck. Like, girl, I just thought I was doing the challenge that everybody else was doing it, okay? Like, it wasn't supposed to be nothing that was personal, girl. I was just doing what everybody else was doing. Meanwhile, Chelley over there saying, Huda tried to set all these boundaries. I said, ooh. I said, clock that. Clock that, because you kind of did, mamas. Yeah. You kind of did, love, okay? Chelley says Huda tried to set all these boundaries when it comes to Jeremiah, but when you she says, but when you not have the same, okay, she says, but when it's my turn, you don't want to have the same respect for me when it comes to Ace. But you want to set your boundaries in SHI, right? Okay. Chelley says she already felt uncomfortable with the Chris situation because Huda came to her trying to tell her, hey, I'm interested. I'm going to get to know him or whatever the case is. So it's like, all right, bet. Okay, cool. I can't stop you. Thanks for letting me know. It is what it is. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, that's that. You didn't tell her before because she would have wanted to know beforehand before you even went to go talk to Jeremiah. You went to go talk to Chris and stuff. Then you went and you had told old girl, but it's all good. Anywho, Chelley says she always does this. She always says, oh, I do this for my friends. I do this for my friends. Chelley said, no, you do this for you. I said, ooh. She said, so don't sit up here and push no type of narrative as though it's for me. Okay, when you know that it's not. I said, well, listen. I know, I get it. I understand. No, I understand that you upset. I understand that you mad. I know she pissed off me up, done too much. But did y'all not vote to keep that? America, we made our vote. We put her at the bottom. Okay? Did y'all not choose to save this woman on more than one occasion? Some part of me is like, that's what you get. Okay? That's what y'all wanted to have her around. That's what y'all get. But can I also say that Chelley hasn't been featuring Huda. And I said that like a few episodes ago. When that stuff went down after the Jeremiah situation, I noticed that Huda would really just be around Olandria and Taylor. Chelley wouldn't really be over there with her like that. I think some of her actions, I think she was just clocking it. Chelley kind of makes me, I feel like she reminds me of myself. Like, I ain't gonna say that, I'm just gonna make mental notes. Like, okay, bet. And she just like slowly distance, like, I'm good. It's something about you, like, I'm good. Okay. I'm so cool on you. And this time I think it really hit a head with her. I do. I think it hit a head with her to where she like this, my nerve, like for real. Like now you going too far. You're going a bit too far for me. So Huda says that she doesn't want her to be mad at her because she loves her. Huda, I honestly, no. It's okay. I'm just saying, I honestly don't know who or what the hell you love. Because the way you have thrown that word around since you entered the villa on the first night, I don't know. Do y'all love each other? I don't know. I'm so tired of hearing y'all actually say that y'all love each other. Okay? Because the way Nick sat up there and told Jeremiah he loved him and then served his ass up to America, like, you can get out. Like, I mean, where is the love? Okay? So, anywho, she says, and she is protective of Ace, and she wasn't expecting her to pull him. Like, basically, she says that I understand that she's protective of Ace. She says, and I know she wasn't expecting me to pull him. She says, and then now the icing on the cake is that I raised his heart the most. Well, don't act surprised. Ain't that's what the fuck you was doing? This be the delusional part for me sometimes. Like, girl, why are you at? And then the icing on the cake is that I raised his heart the most. Like, ain't that was your goal, right? That's what your goal was. So, it kind of makes me question. A lot of people say that Ace wants Huda, and I'm not saying that he doesn't, but I'm starting to think maybe she wants him just as much. Maybe she wants him just as much. Because when the first night, when she got there, when they had to choose who they wanted to be with, they had to go and kiss. Didn't she kiss Ace and she kissed Jeremiah? But decided to go with Jeremiah because Chelley had already chose Ace. So I don't know. Something's interesting. I don't know, but okay, people. What else? So Andrina tells the girls about Huda thinking Chelley is upset. So they go over there. She's talking to her. Andrina she pretty much with Chelley, right? And I don't think Chelley really understood what she was saying. Because what Andrina was trying to tell her was like, yeah, we do these challenges and that's just what they are, challenges. But at the same time, she says that it's also the opportunity for you to show the person that you're interested in that you're really interested in them. So you're gonna do a little extra. You're gonna do a little extra on that thing, right? And that's what it seems Andrina felt like Huda was doing. So she was seeing where Chelley was coming from. So Chelley jumps in and says, yeah, and that's fine, but you don't do that shit with my man. Okay? You don't do that shit with mine. You can do that shit with Elin. Cause he ain't got nobody to do that shit with. Let's be very clear. But you don't come over there and pull that stunt with my man, cause you won't want nobody to do you like that, right? Yeah, you have your ass out here spazzing for real in the villa like you been spazzing, okay? So like, no, have a little respect. That's all that I'm saying, okay? So Shelly says when she had her connection, it was always like, oh, I don't care if you guys, do what you do with Jeremiah. Like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. It's cool. Like, it's whatever. I guess because she feels like y'all are her friends and she knows that he may not be interested in y'all or whatever. So maybe that's why she felt that way. And you can't even say that you don't care if they did do that with Jeremiah, because when Jeremiah did do that with Olandria Huda, you got in your damn feelings. Okay. So you can't even say that you don't care. Right. But she did a lot of contradicting herself anyway. But aside from that, Shelly says, and when you don't do anything with that guy, right, with Jeremiah at the time, she'll tell you, oh, I appreciate it. Like, I could tell, that right there just shows how much you guys really love me. The fact that you wouldn't even try to go off and do something like that. So that just lets me know a lot that you guys like really, you really love and care about me. Okay, she says, then what about you? This is what Shelly's saying. Why you don't have them same morals and values when it's my turn? Okay, you want everybody to respect your situation when you with a person, but when it's my turn, you don't want to respect mine. No, BIT, fuck you. So, girl, they beefing, they beefing, they beefing. Now you got my girl Hood over there, like, she crying, she, Huda, you fucked up again, Huda, you fucked up. Like, I'm like, girl, bye, Huda, girl, bye, bye. Bye. Save the tears, love. Just bye. Okay. Again, Shelly ain't been featuring her. It's okay. She is this just happens to work out for her. Okay. To really get in your it's how she probably been wanting to get in your ass. Okay. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much the episode. That was pretty much the episode. Not all this girl do is cry. Somebody say, I don't know why she was crying. I think she may cry because she could potentially feel on the outs. You know what I'm saying? You got most of the ladies sitting over there with Shelly understanding where she coming from. And meanwhile, she probably crying from feeling alienated, potentially. Not white woman tears. Embarrassing. I'm hollering. I save your tears for the day that you leave the villa. Um, yeah, let me see what else you guys are saying before I hop off. But thank you guys so much for being here. We had almost 1,200 people in the chat, so please make sure you're liking the video. If we could get to 500 before we're out of here, that would be great. Somebody says, yeah, I love Shelly. Dang it, did I miss it? Where was it? I think I missed that one. I was not a fan of. Okay. Okay. That's why Huda does not have any friends outside the house. Oh damn. Huda has a nice body, but she's not that pretty to me. I think she's very pretty. I think her self-esteem may be attached to, sometimes I just think I don't even know how to say it. Her insides are still the other person that she was before she got her nose job, basically. So she's still working on that, on her internal. I hate I hate that this season's so messy. I miss the love and sisterhood from season 6. Now I feel like season 6 had its times. It definitely had its drama in times for sure. And really every season does. Every season has a bit of drama with it. That's what makes it fun. It has its different ups and downs. Huda doesn't have one real connection, so she going after the stronger couples, men. Why not Austin, Elin, or one of the others? Yeah, true. True, 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 true. Good point. Good point. I saw a video of Huda before her nose job. Yeah. I guess she got her lips done too. Um, but yeah. So this was a decent episode, y'all. This was pretty cool for what it was. I did enjoy it. I was trying to figure out what it is that Huda did. And like I said, I feel like I'm in the middle. I see both sides of it. Looking forward to these ladies having a conversation, if they even have a damn conversation. But I don't want to hear or see them feeling no type of way about her if y'all just only gonna just stand behind her or save her every chance that y'all get. What is the point? Okay, so that's that. But I thank y'all for being here. Okay, make sure you're liking up the video, subscribing to the channel, because we are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. Okay, so if we can get to 96,000, that would be great, because we got to get there before we can get to 100K. But just make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. I'm Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can